Starting now.
Okay. Hi everyone, so this is week 1, Bachata 2. So I know we said that we weren't going to have a video this week, but I did catch a couple people that wanted some more information, just a little bit of review on the actual hip movement whenever we do Bachata, so that's what we're going to be doing here. So first things first, whenever we're doing our Bachata stepping, we want to make sure that we have a Latin posture. This Latin posture is basically, we have our weight mostly in our toes. For our follows, I didn't mention this, but we do want to have our heels a little bit off the ground. Part of the reason why we can use heels is we want to have most of our weight in our toes. Because of that, we want to stay nice and grounded, so in order to do that, we keep our knees bent. We bring our hips back slightly to offset the forward set of the knees and the weight. So all of our weight should be like this. And then for the top part of our body, we want to make sure that everything is nice and straight. Our chest is up and our lats are engaged here. So we can be in this nice little position where we can ebb and flow just like this. So one thing I did mention is instead of having our feet parallel to each other, we do want them to be at a little bit of a 45-degree angle. So we want to have that angle, the weight in our toes, bend in our knees, pushing back the hips slightly. Our chest will be up and up, it'll be upright, and then our lats are engaged. So this is our basic here. I didn't mention this, but whenever we do our arms, we want to keep our hands generally around our belly button or above our belly button, and we want to keep it nice and flowy and relaxed. Okay, so whenever we step, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll turn around so we can see a little better. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we're doing here, first thing we talked about was our hips. So for our actual hip movement, what's really important here is we're not actively moving our hips. Our hips are a passive movement. They're a response to what our legs are doing. So what our legs are doing, our knees are bending forward, and then one of our knees is bending forward, and then the other one is straightening. Because of that, our weight will kind of sink into the hip just slightly, and we want to have our weight on the foot that is bent. So bringing from this neutral position, we're bending, for this case, we're going to bend our right knee, and then we're going to put our weight on that right foot and let our hip kind of fall behind. Our hip always trails behind whenever we do these things. So we're doing the knee coming forward, the hip kind of sitting in the socket and having the weight on this right foot. Same thing on the other side, so we bend that left knee, and then the hip will kind of fall out as a result because this other leg will be straight. So we did a little exercise. We would bend our knee forward and have the hip kind of pop out a little bit. Same thing to the other side. So straighten both legs, bend the right knee, keep the other one straight, and that hip will also pop out. So bring in the knee and hip, and then knee and hip, and knee and hip, and knee and hip. Okay, so those are the isolations for our hips. So whenever we do our actual basic, that's why we need to have our Latin posture and have our knees bent, or just soft knees. So we're going to start, or one is this one. Whatever this is. So we're going to go this way. So first, we're going to step out. So this knee is bent, this one is straight, our hip trails behind. Then we're going to collect, and our weight is going to shift over to the right foot. Our left hip is going to be out as a response. Then we're going to switch, bring it out, so this knee is bent, this right leg is straight, and we're going to collect here. We can do a little rise and fall, where this right leg will straighten and bend again, and this is the characteristic like little accent that you typically see in Bachata. So all of that put together, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to the other side, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're not actively moving our hips towards. What we're doing is we're leaving our hip behind, and leaving it behind, and leaving it behind, and then collect, and leaving it behind, and behind, and behind, and behind. Just making sure that the knee that is bent has the weight. In terms of our chest, we're kind of going the opposite direction of where our hips are, so our chest is going to be moving in the direction that we're stepping. So it's kind of like we did the analogy of doing like a disco kind of thing. Disco this way. So whenever we out to the right side. And we're going to collect, and the chest is going to go over to the right, hip is going to the left. And then we're going to step out again. Boom. Our chest is going to the left, and our hip is coming back out to the right. And then we're going to collect and come to neutral and come back down. Same thing to the other side. So we're bringing our hip out to the left. Our bent knee has the weight on the right foot, and then we're isolating to the right. Collecting, so our chest is going over to the left, hip is popping out to the right, because our left knee is bent, and then we're going to step out again. So this right knee is now bent, the right shoulder is out, the left hip is behind, and then we collect. So all of those things together without a lot of words. 1, 2,